Picture Ida Mee Gladney standing at the edge of a cotton field in Mississippi, 1937. Her hands rough from picking, her heart heavier than the sun beating down. She's about to leave everything, land, family, familiarity, for the unknown streets of Chicago. What drives a woman like Ida Mee to abandon the only life she knows for a city that might swallow her whole? That's the question Isabel Wilkerson unpacks in The Warmth of Other Suns. 3 lives, 1 mass migration. Ida Mee's departure isn't a lone rebellion but part of a tidal wave fleeing the South's brutal grip, from Mississippi's sharecropping to Jim Crow terror. Ida Mee Gladney, tired of sharecropping's hard labor and constant humiliation, quietly packs her few belongings and heads north in 1937. She leaves behind Mississippi's choking racism for the promise of steel mills and open streets in Chicago. Her journey is slow, painful, but fueled by hope, a personal rebellion etched into the larger saga of 6 million Black Americans. Wilkerson likens the Great Migration to a human current, like monarch butterflies moving across continents. It's not just geography, it's shedding a worn skin of oppression for one that's raw and new. The migration transforms landscapes and psyches simultaneously, pulling millions through invisible borders of fear, hope, and uncharted freedom. The payoff? That mass movement didn't just change cities, it changed America's soul. Northern and western cities became vibrant Black cultural hubs, birthing jazz, civil rights activism, and political power. The migrants rewrote what it meant to be American, challenging segregation and expanding the very definition of freedom. Wilkerson's genius lies in intimacy, 3 individuals embodying a monumental shift. Each of their stories cracks open how race, hope, and grit collide in America's reshaping. Ida Mee arrives in Chicago with her husband and children, facing unwelcoming housing and racial prejudice. She finds work in factories, but struggles to keep her family together amid the city's cold indifference. Her resilience speaks to thousands who carried the combined weight of survival and assimilation in harsh new worlds. George Starling's path is fire and friction. Born a sharecropper in Florida, his escape begins after suffering racial violence. Hitchhiking and jumping trains, his journey north is a sheer act of will, like an ember lighting a trail in darkness. George's story reveals the raw desperation and fierce hope driving the migration's less told corners. Robert Foster's story is about ambition and battling ceilings. A trained doctor, he moves to Los Angeles hoping to escape Southern bigotry. But even there, racism lurks beneath the surface. His efforts to serve Black communities show the migration's complexity, not just about escaping South, but about seeking full citizenship and respect everywhere. This isn't just history, it's a blueprint for understanding America's identity, race, and urban life today. The migration's ripple effects still swirl beneath our feet. Wilkerson shows how the Great Migration fueled artistic and intellectual revolutions, Harlem Renaissance echoes in Chicago blues and LA jazz clubs. These migrants carried culture like a torch, illuminating cities and reclaiming spaces that once excluded them. The migration wasn't just survival, it was creation. But this movement also hardened segregation in disguised forms: redlining, overcrowded neighborhoods, and economic barriers. The city's migrants moved to weren't promised lands. They were battlegrounds soaked in invisible lines defining who belongs and who doesn't, a bitter irony Wilkerson doesn't shy away from. The takeaway: migration, whether of people or ideas, changes the world slowly, fraught with loss, risk, and triumph. The Warmth of Other Suns teaches us that seeking better isn't linear but messy and courageous. The journey itself rewrites possibility for whole generations. Back to Ida Mee, standing at that cotton field's edge, her choice wasn't just personal but a keyhole into America's massive transformation. Wilkerson's epic shows us that when people seek warmth and freedom elsewhere, they ignite cultural fires and rewrite futures. So here's a thought. Next time you face a big, scary change, try seeing it like Ida Mee, an opening, not an end. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.